Shri Ganesha, please be kind and merciful and forgiving that you manifest within ourselves. Let all these hypocritical things, all these conditionings and all these wrong ideas we have, or all the wrong life we have had, just disappear like thin air, and let the beautiful moonlight of your soothing qualities of innocence be manifested through us. Shri Mataji. Good morning, everyone. Lovely to be with you again. After that beautiful start to our program, let's bow down collectively in front of Shri Mataji, raise our kundalini and put ourselves into bandhan.
Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunaatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namo Om Tvamev Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha Om Tvamev Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrar Swamini Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha
So this morning we're just going to listen to Patali Swadhisthana with the Bija mantras and just a mantra for Swadhisthana after that, and then we'll go into our talk this morning. So if you put your attention on Swadhisthana,
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री स्वाधिष्ठानचक्र स्वामिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। वं 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 बम भम मम यम रम लम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री ब्रह्मदेव सरस्वती साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। नमामि शारदां देवीं वीणा पुस्तकधारिणीं विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि प्रसन्ना वरदा शुभा।
सरस्वती साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति श्री आदिशक्ति श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी
So the talk we're going to listen to this morning is titled "We Don't Have to Suffer," and it was given in Northampton in England back in 1982.
Today, when I met the radio gentleman, he suggested that people would be very anxious to know how people get cured by Sahaja. So first, I would like to explain to you what happens. This force, the residual force within you, is the Kundalini, as I told you, and is the power that when rises, she pierces through all these centers. And all these centers represent our physical being, our emotional being, our mental being, and our spiritual being. For example, the very first one that you see here, the red one, is our innocence. Innocence as human beings. As animals, we had innocence. Then God created human beings and He gave them freedom. He said, all right, you be on your own, keep your innocence. Don't run towards the so-called knowledge. The knowledge, what is this matter, what is that, who is God, all those things. Keep innocent. If we had maintained that innocence with our freedom intact, there would have been no problem at all. But in the curiosity of human beings, when they had the freedom, they consulted a satanic force. And the so-called book of knowledge started opening out. So whatever we have got the knowledge is avidya, is not knowledge, it is non-knowledge. Because by knowing this, you do not know the why about it. For example, if you know there is gravity in the matter, or you can say there is gravity in the Mother Earth, you just know there is gravity. It's just a statement of fact which you see with your eyes. But you can't say why. Why there is gravity? Whatever you learn through science is just the knowledge that you see. But you cannot explain why it is there. So it is not a complete knowledge. It is just a gross knowledge of the thing that you have, which you can use for your purpose. Also science can help. Now I find science is very helpful because if there was not a microphone, I could not have talked to you people. If there was no television, people could not have received vibrations, those who received on the television today. It would not have been possible. So even the science has helped you, but that knowledge was not required and it was all right. But when we chose the other way, God also helped us by sending on this earth many incarnations to first tell us that you better establish your balance. And this balancing was done at this point where you see the green circle, which is here in the stomach. So this balance has to be established. When we got the 10 commandments, see, we thought it's a challenge to our ego. Who are they to say, thou shalt not do this? What's wrong? Everybody says, what's wrong? When they preach, people don't like it because those who preach do not follow it, you see. Naturally, people say, what's this? But when the Kundalini awakens, she enlightens these 10 commandments, or we can say the religion within you. That's called as the principle of the master within you. The master, say in the car, the one who is the master is watching the driver who is driving, first learning how to drive. Then suddenly he finds the driver has become an expert. And then he becomes the master. In the same way, when you start moving towards the right side of action and the left side of desire, you act, balance it. You make errors, mistakes, you correct them, again you balance it. You discover the mistakes you have made, again you balance it. But these 10 commandments, when they are enlightened within you, you just don't do those things. You don't like it. You just don't like it. You just give up. Because there's enlightenment. For example, in this hall, there is no light. Then you may fumble down, you may fall down, you may learn by falling 10 times that there are so many steps. But if there is light, you can see everything. You can see the absolute relationship between everything. So when you discover your absolute, the relative position of everything is understood, and automatically you become righteous. Nobody has to tell you become righteous. You just become. You can't help it. So this is what it is. The diseases are caused mostly by imbalances. As Mr. Brown has told you that the Mother Earth sucks the problems. Because all these centers are made out of the elements, different elements at different levels. And we have imbalances of these elements in our body, and that's how we get sick. So now the Mother Earth gives us, if she's here, if she knows me, she'll suck your problems which have come by the imbalance of the Mother Earth. For example, arthritis and things like that. All these come as problems of Mother Earth. Especially in the cold countries, people have this trouble. They can be cured by taking help of the Mother Earth. It's very surprising. The other day I had an Indian lady at my house. She has terrible arthritis. Her hands were like these and she couldn't walk. But when she understood how to ask the Mother Earth to take away her problems and the methods of divine laws, within half an hour she got rid of her arthritis. Even yesterday there was one gentleman who got better, much better with his arthritis. In the same way, we have problems with the imbalances within us. Now let us see what problems do we have with the imbalances. I'm sorry, today I'm going to speak on more about our physical side, because especially he said people will be interested, and I think if you are physically not all right, how can you be all right spiritually? Now the imbalances we have within us because we are extremist. If you are a person who is emotional, you go to the end of your emotions till you become mad and lunatic. You weep out yourself so much that you have to land up in some lunatic asylum. But nature has its own way of controlling that. For example, a person who is a lunatic never has the failure of the brain, which should be, but on the contrary, the failure of the brain it has, but not the failure of the heart. Though an emotional person works with the heart, but imagine, his brain fails, not his heart. On the contrary, the one who works too much with the brain, thinks of the future, plans too much, his brain should fail, but his heart fails. All heart failures come to people who think of the future, plan too much, think all the time worried about the future, work very hard physically, because the right side is the physical and the mental side. They have all heart problems. And those who are very emotional, use their heart too much, always crying, weeping, they get failure of the brain. Just imagine what a balance is brain. And a doctor told me from a mental hospital that they have a cardiograph machine, but it was never used because a lunatic's heart never fails. So once you have such an imbalance, nature takes the respite, but can be very fatal and dangerous. There are many diseases which are caused. Really, most of the diseases are caused by imbalances. Now, let us take a person who is a very speedy person. It's very common these days. People are so speedy that you don't know how to talk to them. They are telescopically speedy. Their words go telescopically, and you don't know how to scan it out, how to talk to them. Now, such people who are speedy, who are running all the time, who are not there in the present at all the time of the future, are the people who move too much on the right-hand side. And there is the second center, which is looking after the right side, the creativity, the thinking. Because when you think, the cells of the brain are replaced every minute by the fat that is in your stomach, by this. center, which we call as Swadhisthana, which in the gross expresses itself as aortic plexus. Of course, the medical science won't accept it, but when we have proved it by curing people, I hope they will accept it. Now, this imbalance comes in because you are all the time thinking. Now, this poor center has to look after other organs within us, like the liver, spleen, pancreas, kidneys, intestines, and uterus. Now, such a person who is thinking all the time neglects all these organs, and any one of these diseases he can have. For example, he can have liver, he can have diabetes, he can have leukemia. Leukemia has caused more to these speedy people. Not so much to the people who are futuristic, but more to the people who are speedy. Because the spleen acts for our emergencies. Supposing a person is extremely speedy. He just rushes to the bathroom, takes his bath, goes and gets his breakfast and drives on the way eating his breakfast all the time. Poor spleen doesn't know how to cope with this crazy personality. Because here it is, he's going in a mad rush. In the modern times, you see the traffic is so bad, they are shouting at the traffic. Then there's a breakfast going on. All these things are going simultaneously, and poor this spleen doesn't know how to react and how to cope all the time to these emergencies, one after another, simultaneously, so many coming up. So it gets crazy. It loses its control completely, and it starts producing additional blood cells and blood cells and blood cells. And when they become too much, then they start growing on their own. Because there is no relationship left now, because of this speediness. And that's how leukemia is established. Now, leukemia can be easily cured, very easily cured. Because when you put your hand, when you are a realized soul, the energy is flowing. You just put your hand on the spleen of the person, you'll be surprised that the spleen settles down because it gets new vitality. It gets the wisdom from these vibrations, we can say, from this energy, because this energy is the one that thinks, that cooperates and organizes. That's the one which sorts out also all kinds of plants and everything. It is this living energy which, when given to the spleen, it becomes wiser. It rests. It becomes silent. And also, if you give the person the balance with your hand, you can make the person much more relaxed, much more silent within himself. And that is how you can cure. And we have, not only that I have cured, of course, nowadays I don't cure people much. There's a disciple in America, and one gentleman met me in a village. He came in his car and he told me that my grandson has gone to America for his treatment of leukemia. And now they said he's a gone case and in 15 days he's going to die. That's the certificate. So I told him that I'm so busy in the villages now, you can go back and ring up this lady. She's there in New York. And she's an American surgeon. And he rang her. She said, all right, I'll try to work it out. And she cured him. The boy came to see me in London. He's now back in his school. He's perfectly all right. Now people think it's magical. It is not. It's nothing so great. Because we take so many things for granted. Every day, if you see the living work of God, is tremendous. Look at this eye. Look at the way the flowers become fruits. I mean, billions and billions of things we take it for granted. Even our evolution. From amoeba to the stage we have come. We don't know how we have come, how God has done it. It's done so delicately, with such care, with such understanding. At least we should know that there must be some meaning when He has brought us to this level as a human being. What is the meaning? Why? What was the reason? Why He made us like this? And just when you discover this meaning, spontaneously, automatically, this thing gets cured. Because that vitality starts coming to you from the top. Now we grow our tensions. Why? Because you see there, with the activity of these two sides, left and right side, we develop two big balloons in our head. With the left side one, which is for conditioning us, which frightens us, gives us fear and all that, which is our past. We develop an institution called super ego. Such people are all the time under fear, under danger, or crying, weeping sort of people. The other side are the people who act. When they act, they have another byproduct in the head called ego, which you must have heard quite a lot. And this Mr. Ego is on one side and super ego on the other side. And once they close down, we become like an eggshell. We are closed. We have an I-ness. You are Mr. So, you are Mrs. So. Now, when this is accumulated there, we feel the tension because either we are in action or we are in weeping conditions where we are in inaction. This tension mounts up in the head and you feel the tension. And with this tension, you get all sort of complications. With the left side, you might get low blood pressure and all that. With the right side, you might get high blood pressure. Now, how do you reduce the tension? People ask me, how do you reduce the tension? It's very simple, okay? You see, life's work is extremely simple. Like your own breathing is so simple. Have you ever thought about the breathing that you do? You don't read any books. You don't go anywhere. You don't consult anyone. It just happens to you. In the same way, it is such a simple thing that your tension on the head is because either you are worried or you are planning something, you are aggressive or you are taking the aggression, one of the two. So, what happens? Here I say that Christ plays a very big role in our life because he is placed in that crossing point. If you see, this is the cross. When he said on the cross, it has been accomplished. Where he says that the placing of Christ in that little space of ego and superego is accomplished. When Christ is awakened through the kindling of the Kundalini, then these two things are sucked in. That's why we say he died for our sins, because the left side are the sins and the right side are the karmas, the action, the ego. So he sucks in. By that suction you are amazed that suddenly you find there's a depression here like a child has. And you feel the throbbing here. And after the throbbing, you feel the cool breeze coming out of your head. From your own head, the cool breeze is coming out. This Holy Ghost is manifesting herself. And she's all around also. You can start feeling in your hands if this center is all right. This is what he meant to be born again. Not just to call some people, all right, now we have a baptism. So the poor child is screaming and you put your hand on his head and say, all right, you're baptized now. That's artificial. It's just a drama. And this kind of drama they do in every religion. It's not only in Christianity. You'll find even Hindus do the same joke and everybody has the same joke. But it's not true. Because if there is baptism, there has to be transformation. And there is no transformation whether you baptize a child or not. On the contrary, I have seen some children, they become funny. Because this is a very precious place. It is a very holy place. And anybody who is not a holy person, who is not a sanctified person, places the hand on top of the head of such any child, he can become even mad. We had three examples of that kind. That people who got baptism, children were perfectly normal, but after baptism their eyes started squinting around and they lost their awareness. Because the people who put their hands on this very precious holy place were not themselves holy. They didn't have a clean heart. And that's why this is the sign, this is the center of the heart, which is there in the spirit. And this one, when it is touched by someone who has a heart of a stone, can pass bad vibrations, satanic vibrations, people can spoil. You have a very great poet in this country, you heard him, was William Blake. And he said, a priest cursed on my head. And people asked me what it is. I said, the priest must be somebody who is not such a good man. Perhaps that he touched his forehead because he was a realized soul. And he's written so much about Sahaja Yoga that nowhere in the world I have seen so much written about Sahaja Yoga as your great poet William Blake. Now, when this happens, so many other things can also happen to us. For example, a person who is very emotional, for example, the one who is always weeping, crying, going to the left side. Oh, most of the people feel guilty. That's the worst disease of the West.
I'll just stop it there this morning and go continue on in a silent meditation. May I this day be what you'd have me be. May I this day say what you'd have me say. May I this day be part and parcel of the whole, and may my thoughts be of a realized soul. May I this day have love for all mankind. Shri Mother, please be in my heart and in my mind. We'll say the last verse of the three great mantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradayini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Thank you for being with us this morning and sharing your beautiful vibrations. When you're ready to finish meditation for the day, please bow down in front of Shri Mataji, raise your kundalini and put yourself into Bandhan. I hope you enjoy this wonderful Valentine's Day today, but even better, have a beautiful, wonderful Sahaja day ahead. Jai Shri Mataji, everybody.